It's the Hero Chat Show at the movies. Attention listener, if you can hear this, then you've tuned in to our top secret radio frequency. But not to be alarmed, kick back, relax, and enjoy. We're talking about Marvel and DC, but they don't have it all. At Star Wars, that's easy, but you know who to call. I'm talking about ZaneMan and Jonni Boy. Their powers overflow. With a master plan, they will deploy on the Hero Chat Show.
Welcome to the Hero Chat Show, where we'll share segments such as At the Movies, a new movie that we've seen, Watching TV, a new TV show we're watching, we're gaming together, a video game we're playing, At the Con, a Comic-Con we have visited, or a special guest. Mostly sharing from DC, Marvel, and Star Wars. I'm Jonni Boy.
I'm ZaneMan.
All right, so Zane.
Yeah, what's up?
Hero Chat Show welcomes our special guest.
We have a special guest with us today.
I don't think we do.
We had Patrick on episode 7, was it?
Why are you asking me?
6?
You know I don't prepare for this. Don't look it up.
Was it episode 5?
He's just going to keep guessing.
Was it episode 4?
He's going to keep going.
Was it episode 2?
Stop. Just stop. It wasn't 1 through 3, I can tell you that. I think it was either 4 or...
Episode 5. Episode 5.
Great.
And then last time we kind of were giving him trying on some names. So we had Joker P.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Good old Pisco.
Pisco Ramon. I remember that you used that. Yeah. And we've come up with a few others for this podcast. We're going to try those out. Do we want to give those away now, or we want to do it through the episode?
I think each of us can give one away now.
Okay. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I think you got it.
All right. So I have P-Man.
Yeah, I like P-Man.
Or P-Men.
Like the X-Men.
Like the X-Men, but with P. So they're peeing all over the men.
I was thinking Peen Lantern. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Peen Lantern or P-Lantern. That's good. I like that. Well, let's bring Patrick into the mix here. Patrick, welcome to Hero Chat Show.
Peen Man.
Thank you for having me on. Peen Man is pretty good.
Peen Man. No, it was Peen Lantern or P-Man.
Oh, yeah, mix them up, sorry.
Or P-Men.
P-Man.
It can be P-Men as well.
Peen Lantern.
Peen Lantern.
Yeah.
I thought it was P-Lantern. It was going to be...
No,
Lantern was
like
going to be
green.
made of P.
I said it can either be P-Lantern or Peen Lantern.
Peen Lantern, I think, is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I make t-shirts.
He's always going to be good old Pisco to me.
Yeah, Joker P. I like that one too. That one's just kind of there.
I think we should just revert.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We got a couple more we'll try on, and then at the end of the show, maybe we'll figure it out, or we'll crown you, or maybe we'll leave it to an audience vote. We don't know. Who knows? All right, so we do At the Movies segment, and this week we went back into the archives because we're getting ready for Black Panther.
Really?
No. Black Adam.
You're just going to say black and that's it?
We're getting ready for Black Adam, so we went back in the archives and we're watching Shazam!
Shazam.
Shazam!
Shazam!
So let's get into it. You want to get into it?
I don't know. What does he have to say about it? What do you think about Shazam?
Well, we're not into the segment yet. We got to play the...
Well, what do you think about the name?
Wait.
It's the Hero Chat Show at the movies.
You have to spoil all my fun.
Shazam!
You're mean to me.
I think Shazam's a pretty good name, but can't keep saying it or, lightning's going to strike your house.
I think it already has, kind of.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, lightning strikes twice in every place that it's struck before. That was like Gandhi or something.
Yeah, I think it was Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi said, lightning is a fickle matter of thermodynamics.
That's the wrong one.
No, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he was like the third law of thermodynamics.
Oh, no. No, usually.
Shazam!
That's what Gandhi said.
Release date was April the 5th, 2019.
2019 is 3 years old.
And New Line Cinema announced that the sequel would be released on April 1st, 2022. So we would have gotten a sequel 3 years later. That did not happen.
Yeah.
The release date was delayed several times and is now due for release March 17th, 2023.
It's about more than a year.
So
It's
we'll
not-
see Shazam! Fury
So-
of the Gods.
It's an 11-month pushback, so it's not
No.
as bad.
No, it's just not.
So it's starring Zachary Levi as Chuck, or he was on Chuck, as Shazam. Mark
No one-
Strong is Dr. Sylvana.
No one in the movie is called Chuck.
Asher Angel as Billy Batson. Zachary Levi was on a really cool show called Chuck. You have to look it up.
You know I won't.
But that's not from Shazam!
Yeah.
Shazam!
It's not from Shazam.
No. He was like a spy, but he was working for like a Best Buy, but it wasn't a Best Buy. It was like something else in the show. You have to go back and
Great.
watch it.
I'm not
All right,
going to go
well.
back and watch it. You can't make me.
HBO says Billy Batson is a streetwise 14-year-old who can magically transform into the adult superhero Shazam simply by shouting out one word. His newfound powers soon get put to the test when the squares off against the evil Dr. Thaddeus Sylvana.
Dude, spoilers.
You didn't even get to the start of the movie.
I mean, that's just, from what we have from HBO Max.
Yeah, but HBO Max is giving a summary of the movie.
No one ever reads those before watching the movie, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
it's just a little introduction to know like what
It's
we're
not
talking
introdu-
about.
That's not even a summary. That gives away the whole book. No one would read that.
If they're watching the episode, I think they can figure out which Shazam is.
Well, if you want to watch any of the DC stuff, most of it is going to be on HBO Max. So that's where you're going to start. So this movie happens to be on HBO Max.
All right.
Shazam. So it basically starts off, and you guys watched it, a car with a young Dr. Sylvana played with a magic 8-ball. His brother takes it, and both Dad and him make fun of Sylvana. The magic 8-ball shows some weird symbols as a countdown. His dad and brother disappear, and the car arrives at the Council of Wizards.
I think you should call Dr. Sylvana Thaddeus, or just Thad, instead of going through and saying Dr. Sylvana every time.
Or we could just say Doctor.
Just call him Thad.
I think if
Thad.
we called him Doc Ock, no one would ever get confused.
They would probably get real confused.
No, no one else is named Doc Ock. That's such a strange name. No one else would be called that. We should call him Doctor Strange.
He is kind of strange.
Dr. Hugo Strange, yeah.
Mr. Clean for real.
So his name is called by the last of the Council of Wizards that swore to protect the realms from the 7 deadly sins. He seeks a champion to inherit his magic, but first he must demonstrate his pure of heart and strong in spirit. The 2 deadly sin beasts tell him to take the eye. Wizard says, no! Wizard says, he'll never be worthy, and flashes back to the car with brother and father, and then they're in an accident and Dad is injured.
Dude, does like every wizard have to shout?
Yeah.
I think so, because nobody listens to him. He's an old guy.
Doctor Strange never shouted. And he was kind of nice.
But, he did say the Scooby-Doo thing.
What? Oh, yeah, Scooby-Doo this S word.
Yeah. So he did say that.
He also says, Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
But they are always yelling. It must be a dad thing. Like, I guess, or a grandpa thing, because people don't listen to grandpas
Well,
either.
how do you know that the wizard is a grandpa?
Yeah,
He's got a big, long beard.
Hey.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's assumption.
Later on,
It's
he,
beardist.
like,
That's-
he disappears.
You're being beardist.
Or he disintegrates.
You're just being completely beardist right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's seeing how beard you are.
I know. Well, I do have a beard, but it's not as long as the Wizards was.
You got
So you're jealous? You're envious?
Could be. Nobody listens to me either, so maybe that's why they
Envious.
scream all the time.
no way. Envious was in the movie.
Yeah, he was.
That's one of the 7 deadly sins. Wizard does a seeking spell no matter how long it takes to find one who is worthy. So he's looking for someone who's worthy. It wasn't the Doc,
It wasn't Thad.
Thad,
It wasn't Dr. Hugo Strange. from
Sylvana.
Arkham.
So then you see the Shazam title, and we're in Philadelphia today. Billy Batson is outside a pawn shop. He calls and traps the police to use their computer to look for his mom. He is basically without parents.
Hey, he
On the
also stole
streets.
that cop's lunch.
Yeah. He was a foster kid.
He was a foster kid. He ate the cops' fries too, I think.
Well, he might have saved some. We never figured that out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he did ask. The cop asked and cut to the next scene.
And it's finally not in a Bacta tank where they have a flashback.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
kinda
Billy
right.
gets separated from his mom at a carnival. Billy shows up at the house's address that he received from the police, and then the police show up.
Why do they show up?
Well, it's not his mom.
Right.
And plus he left he's not very smart, so he left the address up on the I was going to say the bat computer, but the police computer.
No,
Why does he know it's not his mom?
she tells him.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Yeah.
She's a different race than him. She's African American and he's white,
Oh.
Caucasian.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, really? And then the police show up. A couple take a Billy to their group home. We meet Victor and Rosa, then Eugene, Darla, Mary, Pedro, and Freddie.
In that order?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
You wrote down the order?
Wrote down the order, yeah.
Nerd.
For real.
Eugene was playing video games, then Darla comes up. Mary's on the telephone.
They
and then
married?
Pedro is when he's going up the steps into Freddie's room, and then he meets Freddie because he goes into Freddie's room.
Pedro wants to be buff.
Yeah. Pedro's only goal is to be swole.
And he looks pretty swole.
Swole in a different way.
Freddie messes with Billy and shows his batarang and bullet shot at Superman in his Aquaman shirt. Throughout the whole thing, I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but Freddie is wearing superhero shirts throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, closer to the end, he was wearing Green Lantern.
Don't you mean Peen Lantern?
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. So, yeah, he was wearing Aquaman at the beginning. You can barely see it, I think, because he's got a jacket on. And then later on, he's wearing Batman.
Yeah.
And then later on, he's wearing Superman. And then you're saying that he was
Or
wearing
Green
Green Lantern. So
Yeah, I think.
he was representing all but Wonder Woman. And he might have thrown a Wonder Woman t-shirt in there. Who knows?
Whoa. All but Wonder Woman?
No, there was also Cyborg was on Justice League. And then Martian Manhunter and Flash.
I've never heard of any of those people.
Oh, okay.
So then they're in modern day. So they show the doctor, Sylvana, holding the magic 8-ball so we can kind of remember, hey, that's the little kid.
Yeah, it's
With
sad.
the other, so kind of, jog. Oh, that must be the little kid.
That must be the little kid.
And his assistant, Dr. Lynn.
Yeah.
And they talk to a subject, Miss Kwan, about her same wizard test the doctor had as a child. Miss Kwan has a video and shows it, and we see more and more subjects saying the same thing.
Yeah, because
What does she show that's relevant to the story? You missed
She
that.
shows the symbols.
he's
Right.
keeping you in check, bro.
I know.
Using that power ring of being correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thing that controls the power, correctness.
He
Yeah.
tapped me on the head all the way from across the room with his finger using the,
Oh, yeah.
but it was like pea yellow.
Oh,
Instead of green.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Dr. Sylvana and his assistant go to his office, and then the doctor basically puts the symbols on the door 7 times. So he uses the 7 symbols 7 times.
Because the alarm clock had showed it doing the symbol 7 times over, which he somehow figured out on the first viewing.
He's a pretty smart doctor. Pretty dumb guy, though.
I would have had to watch it a couple times.
I mean,
Yeah, we know.
I would have never remembered that.
Well, the assistant touches the door and she disintegrates.
Been
So-
there.
There goes Dr. Lynn.
That's how my first relationship ended.
Touch the door.
Yeah, I never saw her again.
Well, so she didn't disintegrate. She was like set ablaze. And that was basically how she went. She was like turned to ashes. And then she was like left as a pile on the floor.
Thanos.
It was almost like in Indiana Jones, but the special effects were a little bit better. When she
You mean like the Ark of the Covenant?
Yeah.
And
they're like screaming.
Well,
and
they
then
get
just,
melted there. It's not like disintegration. They get melted.
but I'm saying the special effects were a lot better.
Oh,
on
yeah.
this young lady, 'cause
Definitely. Indiana
they showed her
Jones
from the
rough.
bot, like I guess from the hand over,
Yeah.
and then the last thing to go was her face, and then she's like, she's screaming.
Yeah.
Oh,
You like that?
Yeah, that's good.
that's
good.
crazy.
I practiced that. The doctor goes through the door to the groaning wizard. He's groaning now. He's getting, so I guess that means he's getting older. The wizard remembers him and says, he is not pure of heart, and takes the eye. The wizard says, no. no.
He screams again.
He says no.
I mean, I don't scream, and I'm not a wizard. I think there's something there.
To clarify, Thaddeus takes the eye, not the wizard.
Sorry, who?
Thaddeus. The doctor.
Yeah, the doctor does. Yeah.
You mean Dr. Hugo Strange from Arkham City?
No.
Thaddeus Sylvana.
Thaddeus.
The two deadly sins fight the wizard and go into the eye. All of them do. And the eye is forced into the doctor's eye.
Socket.
Yeah.
Socket. And then he gets right back up immediately.
I know, like, nothing really bothered him.
Yeah, he just
At all.
shoved this little stone in his eyeball.
Somebody just like
He was-
force a thing into your eye and you wake up, you're fine.
Yeah.
Got a little scar.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just put some glasses on. He's straight.
Yeah. You wear an eye patch, be like Nick Fury.
Could be.
Yeah.
But then maybe, I wonder if the seven deadly sins need to see what's going on. Maybe that's why they're the eye.
I don't think they really care.
They kind of come, like they emanate from the rest of him, so it's not just his eye.
Yeah, it would have been more sinister maybe if you picked up the eye patch and then they all came out.
Would
Like,
it be
they
more
didn't know his eye.
sinister? Or would it be like opening a little hatch, like a trap door?
Could be. I mean, people wouldn't expect it. They're just like, oh, why is he wearing an eye patch? And then you're like, oh my goodness, look at his eye. And then all of a sudden the deadly sins come out.
But is that sinister? Or does he just look a little silly?
I think it's a neat party trick.
I mean,
Could
it is a
be.
neat party trick. He's already ugly, though.
Freddy talks to Billy and knows he's going to run because he stole the Superman bullet. The bullies pick on Freddy, and Billy saves Freddy and runs into the subway, and he gets away.
The bullies hit Freddy with their car. You missed that whole thing.
Well, I wasn't really going to go into how they bullied him.
They hit him with a car. It's not bullying, that's assault.
Yeah. And then they blamed him for it.
Yeah, well, I mean, he shouldn't have been standing there while he got hit.
Yeah, he was in the way. But he did have something to give him afterwards.
He was on the sidewalk.
Yeah, he was. The subway train arrives to the wizard, says he's the last of the Council of Wizards, like he told the doctor, keeper of the Rock of Eternity. He chooses Billy Batson as champion, his brothers and sisters slain by the sins. Their thrones lie empty. The wizard says to touch his staff and speak his name. His name is
Shazam!
Shazam!
Say Shazam.
Shazam!
Good old PP boy.
Billy says, Shazam!
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 Wizards says, carry my name and all my powers. And he gives them the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, and the speed of Mercury.
Why no, like Norse gods?
I don't know.
I feel like that's leaving people out.
It's not a DC thing. They do like Spartan gods type stuff. Like
That's
Olympus.
boring.
But he did tell that whole story with his little like magic, and it looked like the story of the Black Adam.
Whoa.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it did kind of look like the story of. I did notice that.
Call forward.
He basically showed like a little flashback thing, but it was like in his magic, and it
was
looked
Dwayne
like
The Rock Johnson, yeah.
yeah, another champion
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson.
that basically took
Dwayne
over
Johnson.
the seven deadly sins. So
Dwayne
that
the
might come
Hater.
into play.
Yeah, The Rock.
He was actually supposed to be in this movie, but they decided to do a sequel and do his own movie.
Right.
So they didn't include him.
If that was a sequel, then why is there going to be a Shazam 2?
Because it's Black Adam and Shazam!
Shazam!
Shazam's eventually going to be a part of it, I guess. So the wizard transformed to his greatest potential, Billy Batson, and then he says, the thrones of our brothers and sisters await, and then the wizard disintegrates.
Well, yeah, he does. He doesn't like burst into flames like a demon thing. He just kind of is like, and then turns to dust.
His impression was better, and you said you practiced yours.
That was a lot better. So, what did he do again?
Justifies himself.
Try to do it, huh? Can you? That was horrible.
Excuse me?
Wasn't that more like, that sounded more like a ghost, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what it sounds. That's what it sounds like.
I think you need to practice more.
I didn't practice
losing your
this
touch.
time. I know.
Yeah, it sounds like he's getting a wedgie.
So Shazam wakes up on the subway. He's all dressed up in his outfit, and he walks through the subway dressed as Shazam.
He didn't really have a choice.
Yeah,
He didn't know how to like change.
bag. So he was just like, Shazammed out.
Yeah, but the guy on the subway is like, I like your choice in outfit, man. I mean, come on, red, yellow, white for a cape?
Yeah, I mean, that guy was pretty cool. I like him.
Yeah.
His cape never got dirty, though. You would think his cape would get dirty and he would need some Clorox, but his cape never got dirty, if you noticed.
I mean, yeah, but it also didn't rip either. So if it's not
True.
going to rip, it's probably not going to get stained.
You think every time he says Shazam and turns back into Billy Batson, it like goes to the dry cleaners?
I could.
I would love to know how he removes it.
He just doesn't.
It doesn't go into a ring or anything like
The
the
Flash.
Flash.
I mean,
Magic.
Green Lantern goes into a ring.
That is true.
Okay, we'll discuss the logistics of Green Lantern later. We'll
think it-
like draw it out and
Do we want to give it another name or do we want to wait?
You can go ahead. I already gave away PP Boy. I like that one.
shut up, Zane.
All right, Pisco.
So I had Human Pea Storm.
Yeah, Human Pea Storm.
Oh yeah,
Any thoughts?
the Yellow Storm.
The Yellow Storm.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably take over Green Lantern or Pea Lantern.
Yellow Rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We're just trying them on. We'll see how they work. We don't know if,
Pea Cyclone.
or it could just be like he could be one of the X-Men and be Pea Storm.
Whirl Pea.
All right. Why is they all liquid related?
I don't know. It's funny though.
It could be Plash.
Hurricane.
All right.
So Victor and Rosa are talking to the police about Billy running away. Shazam goes to the window to Freddy, tells Freddy to meet him after lights out. Then they do the superhero montage.
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 In this little montage, so I don't get, stopped by P-Man over there, there's a robbery. It's not really a robbery. And there's also something else that happens.
You forgot?
Another robbery. There's like 2 robberies, but basically it's a superhero montage. He's like hyperspeed, check. Electricity manipulation, check. Super strength, check. Bullet immunity, check. Body manipulation, check.
Body manipulation.
Yeah, because he says Shazam and he goes down to the little kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is that body manipulation or is it just like transformation?
I would call it a metamorphosis.
That's what he said. That's what Freddy said. So I don't know. That's the words that he used.
I mean, yeah.
He's the hero guy. He would probably know.
I mean, that's true. He
He
would probably know.
He kind of would know, though.
Yeah. So they went to go buy beer, didn't like the beer. So they went back in to buy a bunch of snacks. But while they were trying to get the beers, when the guys robbed the store and then they were shooting him with bullets. And then Freddy's like, wanted to take a video of it. So they started shooting him. He gives a guy the gun back and they start shooting him again. And then he's like, shoot him in the face, shoot him in the face. So there was some other things that happened during that whole montage, but I just basically was a superhero montage, which we see again a little bit later on.
Stop spoiling everything, bro.
Well, I'm just, it's 2009. People have seen that.
2019.
It's 2009.
See, it's been that long.
It hasn't been
I
that
know.
We
long.
went
It's
back
only
in
been-
time.
It's been
We
3
did.
years.
The powers of the Peen Lantern.
The Human Pea Storm.
All right.
Pea Storm. Freddy sneaks Billy home and he transforms back to Billy by saying,
Shazam! Shazam!
Shazam! Dr. Silva confronts his brother and father by unleashing the 7 deadly sins on the board and its members. The sins reveal the wizard has found his champion. They say to kill the champion before he finds his true potential, or he will defeat you. He asked to show me where to find him.
Did he find out where he was?
We don't know yet. Cuts back to Freddy and Billy doing a video superhero test. He can charge phones. Just handy, I guess.
It is kind of handy. I mean, he did blow up that one guy's phone by charging it.
Yeah, and it's probably an Android, though. It's like a Samsung.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those will blow up just
by
sleeping with
holding
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just decided to purchase a layer. They were trying to get a layer.
Yeah. They were like, "Look, can we get like a waterfall to drive through?"
You skipped over the part where they were doing the whole montage of the YouTube channel with all the videos, which is before that.
That was a superhero montage.
It was another montage. I mean, it was like,
Right, and they were testing out, and
Yeah.
they set him on fire in a box.
yeah, he was supposed to be in the box for something else.
He's supposed to
they-
be in the box per teleportation.
teleportation, and he said secret fire test, and he lights him on fire. Yeah, there was like 13 or more videos that they did from what I saw.
And in every single one of them, the name was different.
Yes, it was.
Fun fact of the day.
Then Freddie and Billy have a falling out. Billy leaves school and shows off Shazam, saves a bus, but it's a bus that he hit with lightning. So it's kind of like he caused the save, and then he's interviewed by the news.
He's like, I just saved those people. And then Freddie has a good point. He's just like, well, you also caused it. So kind of like cancels out there.
And Freddie was like, you're kind of a bully. You're kind of rude and you suck.
Kind of a meanie head now.
Yeah. He's like, wow, you're a hero now. You're just big head. You big fat head, about yourself.
Yeah. You're kind of ugly too. What's that about?
Yeah. What's that about? Grown man, you're ugly.
Dr. Sylvanas shows up and tells Shazam to give him his power. They fight. Shazam learns he can fly. The fight continues in a mall. He says Shazam and turns into Billy, and Dr. Sylvana realizes that Freddy knows Billy. Bum, bum, bum.
Because for some reason it was playing right on the TV right there, and then he looked over and he saw Freddy calling for Billy. It's kind of an easy connection if you think about it.
Yeah, it is actually pretty. I mean, I could put that together, and I can't even put the circle in the circle hole.
Wait, so you know which hole it goes into, but you just lack the ability to put it in the hole?
No, I like the ability to discern which one is the circle hole.
Oh, but you know what they're called?
I mean, yeah.
I guess
movies.
I guess that's general knowledge.
So the group home kids also figure out that Billy is Shazam just by watching the news, and they confront him, and Eugene has found out where Billy's mom is, and Mary says that she's only 2 subway stops away.
Yeah, I mean, but you skipped past the part where it's like, but you couldn't find her because she reverted to her maiden name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, also, the kids didn't figure it out because TV. Mary figured it out because Billy was like, as Shazam, he was like, since you live in a foster home, and he also knew her name.
I mean, I didn't say foster home. I said not a foster home.
Yeah.
Well, Darla was happy because Darla knew
Yeah, she was
when
like,
they had snuck in.
You guys figured out on your own. I didn't tell you anything. I'm a good sister.
Darla's the best character.
Pisco thinks that Darla is the best character.
Billy runs off to find his mom, and Freddie shows up with Dr. Sylvana at the group home. Billy knocks on Mom's door, tells Billy she saw him, and explains that she was 17 and her dad kicked her out and the police could raise him. And then she tells him now's not a really good time. And then Billy's like, well, I'm going to go back to my family. So he kind of realized that he's got a family now.
Dom Toretto?
Yeah.
He gets a call, actually, while he's leaving. And that's why he heads back so quickly.
You hear that? He's powering up.
He is, because basically the next thing on my list is Freddie calls for him to come home. Like, read my mind. Did you watch the same movie I did?
No.
It's a different movie. Okay.
Yeah, I watched Shazam too.
Shazam.
Saw Shazam, too. Shazam.
Dr. Sylvana opens the door to the wizard lair, and then they discuss being alone. The doctor grabs the staff and says the champion's name. Sins say the same thing as Dr. Sylvana. The kids come to Shazam's rescue. The door has disappeared, and they come across a lot of doors. Shazam thinks about, they're like, can you get us out of here like you did last time? And it's the only thing he could think about was a place that he visited when he was trying to get the beers and everything. It was a gentleman's club.
A gentleman's club.
Yeah.
So they go to the gentleman's club. They disappear there.
They were covering Darla's eyes.
Yeah. So they were coming out of there, and Mary's giving him, I can't believe you.
Freddie stayed behind a little longer.
Yeah.
Freddie stayed in there a little bit.
He was macking on some of the girls in there.
Hey, yo.
They all go to the carnival, and Santa tells everyone to run because Santa knows what's going on because he was in the mall.
Santa was in the first mall, too.
Yeah, when it originally took place. So he's like, everybody get out of here.
There was a DLC for, I think it was Lego DC Supervillains, and it was about the Shazam movie, and I got to play a couple levels of that.
Oh, that's cool. Shazam says to his family, if a superhero can't save his family, he's not much of a superhero. Dr. Sylvana and Shazam fight. The doctor unleashes the sins. Freddy figures out when the demon guys leave his eye, he loses his powers.
Do you know how they figured that out? Potter?
When they were at the wizard's lair, they threw the batarang.
The batarang.
Freddy's batarang that Billy was going to probably sell.
Yeah, it was like worth, I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, well, he didn't say how much that one was worth. He said how much the bullet was worth. And he was
That's
like,
fair.
that's like
$500, $600.
But it cut him on the back of the head, so that's how he kind of figured out. The kids divide and conquer by unleashing more sins. The doctor captures the kids. Shazam gets hands on a staff, and then he remembers the words of the wizard of the thrones of our brothers and sisters await.
He was like, family.
Yeah. Shazam grabs the staff and says to the kids, all hands on deck, to say his name. And they're like,
Billy.
Billy!
Billy. Was that Darla?
yeah, that was Darla.
Then they say, Shazam!
Shazam. Shazam.
And they're all the Shazam family.
The Shazamily.
But in the show, they say like superhero Darla, superhero Eugene.
I saw that.
Yeah, so they don't really give them, I guess, their names yet.
I think in the Lego game, they were all called Shazam, and then in parentheses, it said
The names of each of them.
the names of each of them.
They should have been like Shazerple, Shazine.
Shazine. Shazay.
Yeah, I was thinking that one. Shed.
Shazay Red Girl.
Shed.
Shed Girl.
We could call Patrick Pizam.
P-Zam.
You guys, your strong suit is not making names. That's what it is.
What if we called you Black P?
I don't like the name of it.
That sounds like a condition.
It is a condition.
That sounds like a condition.
All right.
Dr. Sylvana unleashes the sins, and the Shazam team take on the sins, while Shazam and Doctor fight in flight. Say
Fight
that
and
3
flight.
times.
Fight and flight. Fight and flight. Fight and flight.
Fight or flight.
Doctor does evil speech, but he's like 10 miles away. So like Shazam's like, what?
You mean Thad?
Yeah, he's like, what? What are you saying?
You mean Dr. Hugo Strange from Arkham City at the very beginning?
People are going to be so confused.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's my goal.
Envy comes out of Doctor and he loses the power, and Shazam captures Dr. Silva. Shazam takes the eye from the doctor.
What doctor?
Sylvana.
No. It's Doctor Strange.
Dr. Hugo Strange from Arkham City.
Shazam and family restore the eye of the demons to the lair. The demons or the evil sins are back
In the little statues.
in the statues, and everything is all right with the world again.
And then-
However, there's like a mid-credit scene.
You forgot a part.
What part did I forget?
They were like at the end, he was like, hey, Billy, you know what this is? You know what we're standing in right now?
Oh, layer.
And
That's
they-
true.
They finally,
got
that
the layer.
Exactly.
We didn't talk about it, but when they were like, Freddie and Billy were fighting, and Billy went off and skipped school and wanted to be, Shazam and get money. Freddie wanted him to come back and eat lunch with him, and he didn't because he had told people that he was friends with Shazam.
That did happen.
So at the mid-credit scene, Freddie gets lunch at school, and everybody that was sitting at the table that he sat down with got up. The family sits down with him. He's like, what are you guys doing? We're like, we're here to have lunch with you.
And then he asked Darla what was going on because he knew that she would probably try to tell.
Yeah.
And
And she's
Darla-
like, I'm over here eating. She's like, my mouth is full.
Darla was like, I don't know what you're. I'm just eating my lunch, man.
I
don't know what
can't. I
you're talking
can't
about.
hear you.
Yeah,
It's loud in here.
it's.
So Shazam shows up,
Shazam!
and then his best bud, he invited
Batman.
Superman.
Oh.
He invited Aquaman. Jason Momoa
Superman.
was in there.
But Superman didn't have a head.
No,
You know what I'm
Superman
saying?
was like kind of decapitated, I guess.
Yeah, and he looked a little small.
And his suit wasn't the suit that we know, the new Henry Cavill suit. It was more like the suit before that.
Right.
Or
Yeah,
a mixture of both suits.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Confusing.
Looked
But they probably couldn't get Henry Cavill to.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, They
Yeah.
probably had to pay him extra for that little thingy, and it wouldn't have been worth it.
You probably don't want to shave a beard.
Yeah.
I mean, so true.
So Shazam, I thought was a good movie for, all the problems that DC has with most of their movies.
Yeah.
It seems like they can't ever get things started. And, it's like, do I want to get invested into the DC universe? Which I don't know if you've heard. Have you heard who's in charge of the DC universe now?
Tony Stark?
No. James Gunn.
James Gunn?
James Gunn and another gentleman are in charge of the DC. They called it the DCEU. Now it's just the DCU.
Wasn't what was his name?
Shazam.
James Gunn. Wasn't James Gunn the guy who played the Weasel in the Suicide Squad?
That was his brother.
Wasn't that Jason Segel? I don't know what his name is.
No, it was the other guy.
Jason Segel. Yeah. Close.
So anyway, they're going to be in charge of the DCU. So maybe we'll start to see some stuff that, and we still see some of the stuff that kind of goes together. Like they had Superman in this show, but it just seems like it's been discombobulated. Like Wonder Woman 1984. Zane and I had a real good nap through that.
It was a good.
We had no idea what was going on through that movie and woke up and then she's fighting a cat and we're like, what's going on? And it was like crazy. Aquaman was good. The first Wonder Woman was good. Shazam was good. People don't like Man of Steel. The Batman versus Superman, they liked. Some of them did. Some of them didn't.
Yeah.
Justice League was terrible until Zack Snyder put his Justice League. And then it was so super long that you could probably only watch it really one time because who has 6 hours? It was good though.
So how would you rate it on a list of all the DC movies that you've seen?
So where would I rate Shazam?
No, where would you rate Shazam?
Shazam!
Well, I'm always a Batman fan.
Don't you mean a Bat fan?
That too.
Or Fat Man.
Or that.
Or a fat
Although I'm
Batman?
slimming down now. Slimming down now. I would think that I really liked the first Wonder Woman.
Was that an SNL reference?
Yes. Glad that you noticed that. And I liked Superman. It was all right. I would say Shazam probably goes like I would probably go Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, and then what was the other one? I'm missing one.
Black Adam?
Batman.
Superman,
Beyond?
Man of Steel.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Batman, but I don't know where I would put Batman because it wasn't. They've had so many Batmans.
I liked most of the Batman movies.
I like The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I think the Batman is like a kind of a just another category in itself.
Right.
And we talked about that when we looked at the Batman. So that's where I would rank just those movies. What about you guys?
I'm going to move this over to Peen Lantern / Human Pea Storm.
I'm going to ignore the names throughout this podcast.
Pisco.
Black P?
Black Pea.
I'm going to just ignore all of that. And I'm just going to say most of the Batman movies I liked more than any of the DC movies, just because I'm a big Batman fan. So I got to say Batman first, always. Then Aquaman. I like that one. It's kind of a toss-up for Wonder Woman and Superman. I didn't really like the Superman movies. I thought they were a little silly. Especially the whole Batman v Superman thing. This concept's dumb. So I'd have to say Aquaman, then Wonder Woman, then Shazam, then Superman.
I'm thinking Batman, The Dark Knight, and then everything just below it.
Valid.
Yeah, and we didn't even talk about the Suicide Squad and Suicide Squad.
Well, you didn't mention Green Lantern movies either.
Did mention that.
Flash.
Yeah, the Flash movie is coming. There's just been so much start-stop thing that, and then they canceled the Batgirl movie. So there's been so much of that start-stop thing. You really just don't know how much you can really get invested into the DCEU, now the DCU.
I think that the Suicide Squad was pretty good. I don't think it's the best it could have been, but it was definitely better than just normal Suicide Squad.
So you're saying that Suicide Squad 2 was better than the first one?
Yeah, the Suicide Squad is better than a Suicide Squad.
I don't know. I think I'd hold both of those kind of together, but I think that the show that James Gunn did, that was good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? We watched the whole show together.
I wasn't there for that. I don't live here.
The Iron Patriot. What was the guy dressed up?
Oh, you mean the guy with the silver helmet, John Cena.
Yes.
Oh,
Peacemaker.
I had no clue what you were talking about.
Yeah. James Gunn did that show after Suicide or The Suicide Squad. I like that. We liked that show.
I think if at the end of the Suicide Squad that Peacemaker was killed, it would have been probably a better movie.
I thought he was.
Yeah, I think they were going to kill him, but then they decided they were going to do the show. Especially
he got picked up for a movie, so they had to keep him.
Yeah.
Both of the Suicide Squad movies, I thought, weren't that good. The first one, they fought some random villain and just kind of like threw them all together, which, I mean, I get the throwing all together part. That's kind of what the Suicide Squad is. But like, just like randomly just being like, oh yeah, you guys got to go off like this thing and whatever. That's how both the movies were. And I didn't like that at all.
I just didn't like how the villain of the original Suicide Squad was like kind of self-made. Like they had the witch contained and then they didn't. And then they had to fight basically the person that they had that was going to fight something else.
Yeah, it kind of sucked, to be honest. And, I don't know. Will Smith wasn't in the second movie, so it was kind of lame.
Facts.
And he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's why they had that other character that was like him. So
Idris Elba.
Yes.
I think we should now. I don't mean to rush us, but we have a lot to talk about in the show part.
Well, we do. But just real quick, Black Adam is out in theaters now. We will talk about that on our next episode. And Shazam, Fury of the Gods, will be released March 17th, 2023. All right, so we're going to get into this TV show.
Yeah, we're going to go into the TV show.
Let's get into the TV show. Here we go.
You are watching TV on the Hero Chat Show.
Andor, Wednesdays on Disney Plus. The release date for Andor was September the 21st, 2022 through November 23rd, 2022. We had 3 episodes that popped up. We are going to talk about episodes 1 through 6, and you'll understand why.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Buckle in. Starring Diego Luna as Captain Cassian Andor, Stellan Skarsgård as Luther Rael, and Guinevere O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. It says on IMDb, prequel series to Star Wars Rogue One. In an era filled with danger, perception, and intrigue, Cassian will embark on the path that is destined to turn him into a rebel hero.
No way.
Yeah. Written by Tony Gilroy, who also wrote Rogue One. So we're going to break down episodes 1 through 6. And if you look at episodes 1 through 3, it's pretty much on Ferrix, but does, unlike Book of Boba Fett, it does highlight other planets like Morani and Kenari. And then episodes 4 through 6, Eldani plays the backdrop for these episodes, but they do go to Coruscant a little bit as well.
Yeah.
So episode 1 is Casa. Cassian Andor's reckless search for answers about his past makes him a wanted man. So we show up on Morani 1, the pre-Ox Morani corporate zone, and they give us a date. They've never given us a date on Star Wars, anything. BBY 5.
Which means 5 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Before the Battle of Yavin, yes.
Yeah, it's 5 years after before.
It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. Andor approaches the city.
Did you write those exact words in your notes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Andor approaches the city. Reminds me of Amsterdam with aliens and bubble windows. Andor makes his way to a shady bar.
I'm sorry, you said aliens? In Andor?
Yeah. On this particular planet, there were aliens.
I'm surprised.
I know. Andor talks to a worker with 2 sentry guards are upset with the service and with Andor. Andor is looking for a girl from Kenari, his sister. Andor leaves. The sentry guards follow and ask Andor, "Stop!"
How old are they? Are they wizards?
They might be wizards.
They got to be grandpas, evidently.
But they're older.
Got to be grandpas to scream nowadays.
They need Andor's corporate ID since they are in a corporate zone. Also, a visitor's curfew is in effect. Guards pull a blaster on Andor and go to get credits from him, and Andor fights them, accidentally killing one and blasting the other. Andor leaves.
He's kind of like strong or something.
He headbutts the guy, and the kid falls down, and he's dead.
Yeah.
He's just like me for real.
Yeah, he's like, bam. Must be one of his superpowers. He's got like a hard head.
We need like Freddy in here to like test out his superpowers.
Yeah, we need to do
exactly.
a superhero montage.
Yeah, exactly. Except they're not superheroes.
Exactly. It'll be a Star Wars montage.
It would be a Star Wars montage, hero montage, a Freddy montage.
We should do more montages in Star Wars because all they have is meetings. They're always in a meeting. They're always meeting about something.
Well, that's just how like the Flash was too. They always had to go out into the hallway.
And talk about, like, say if we wanted to go out and talk about Patrick, we have to go out in the hallway.
Who's Patrick? I don't.
P-Man. P-Man.
You mean
P-boy.
good old Pisco right over there?
Black P.
Black P.
That's what the ladies call me.
So they're on Ferrix, and that's also in the Merlani system. It's a free trade zone, B2 EMO, which a lot of people were like, hey, if they called him EMO, that would have been a lot cooler.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and you said that too, but they didn't call him that. He's rolling through the town and junk wastelands and to Andor sleeping in an abandoned starship. They flash back to Kenari because basically B2 is calling Cassian, and he hears Casa.
Casa.
Yes, Andor's called Casa, and he is awakened by his sister, Carrie, in a village of all kids to a starship flying past him that's on fire.
Yeah, that seems right. Well, we're still flying half a ship.
We got a little bit of something going on.
What?
It's smoking out of the back.
What are you talking? I was referencing a Star Wars.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was chiming in.
Is that like some maintenance worker on the Death Star?
Yeah.
Just
Those
some
poor
guy
maintenance
just
guys.
Like, oh, yeah, we got smoke coming out the back.
I don't think this is right.
I think we're going down, Captain.
It's like some guy on the Death Star is like the last one. Hey, guys, it's smoking in here.
Something. I smell. Do you smell eggs? It smells like fire. Is it gas?
Yo, guys, you remember that like small little hole that's like the size of a womp rat? Do you think like someone might have gotten like a proton torpedo in there or something? Because I'm kind of worried.
I don't think so. That exhaust port's just too small for one of those types of.
I think only someone who used to bullseye womp rats.
Could be, but he might have to go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters.
You probably would have to with that Uncle Ben.
Would not let him go Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. He would never let him go anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
Always drinking the blue milk. I think the blue milk kept him at home.
It probably was.
It was like heavy and it kept him at home.
Spiking it?
Yeah, it's full of fluoride.
Yeah. He's like, oh man, I'm tired. And he would just stay at home. He wouldn't, he'd forget about going to Tashi Station. That's why he was always whining.
He was.
B2 EMO asking Andor where he was. Andor wants B to lie and say he hasn't seen him or know where he is. And he's like, that'll require more. What does he say? Circuits.
All right, that was pretty good before you forgot your line.
More.
Circuits.
Yeah, circuits. That's what it was.
Pretty sure he said power, but circuits works as well.
I couldn't think of that at the time. Andor goes to his friend who's getting off from work, and Andor asks Brasco to lie for him and say that Andor was with him. Brasco adds to the lie to accommodate for Andor's bruised eye.
Yeah.
He's a good friend.
He is a good friend. I don't know anyone like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, me either.
That's kind of rude, Patrick.
Oh.
I mean, P-Man. I mean, Black P.
Yeah? Really? That's rude? Huh? That's crazy.
When we saw the workers and they were getting off work, all their gloves were like hanging up, and there was one that was missing. And I believe one of the YouTubers said that was, who we'll find out later, might have been Marva's gloves because she's no longer working.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Morani won the corporate security headquarters. Deputy Inspector Surreal Karn. Zane loves this character. This is his favorite character in the entire series. Is Surreal Karn.
Not once have I cared about
his story. He loves Surreal Karn.
I do not love
loves Surreal Karn.
Don't lie to our listeners.
Well, Surreal Karn is giving a report to Chief Hine about the Andor incident at the beginning of the episode. Chief Hine tells Karn to make up a heroic story, but not the truth, and leaves to an Imperial Regional Command review. He wants to minimize the time the Empire spends on Marani 1. Nothing to say about that? Your
What'd you
favorite
say?
character, Surreal Karn?
I've never liked Karn, not once ever.
Back on Ferrix, Andor walks to see Bix at work, and he asks her to contact her secret friend, the one who buys, to sell an untraceable NS9 Starpath unit. A mysterious man is what they call him. And then we flash back to Kenari, village kids preparing for a journey. Barani 1 Deputy Inspector Karn is checking starship charts with coworker, looking for an old thing and he was to find it. He wants the guy to find out more information about this old ship.
Sometimes I think about Book of Boba Fett, and I'm just like, they did the flashback so weirdly compared to like what Andor is doing. Andor makes more sense with the flashing back because his backstory is like really important when they could have just showed what happened to Boba Fett.
That's true. It does make more sense when they're flashing back in this story than it did in Book of Boba Fett.
Because Boba Fett, he looked the exact same, so it could have just been like a before scene, and then later they show what got into near the end. But in this show, like, you have to know that that's Andor that we're looking at, not some just random kid that we're trying to learn the story of now.
It's true. Bix leaves Tim, her coworker, and he follows her. Bix loses him and goes into a shop to use the secret communications device. On Marani 1, Deputy Inspector Karn issues a bulletin for a Kenari male, which is a big deal because he's always told people he's from another planet. On Ferrix, Andor's swapping out chip logs on the starship that he used to go to Marani 1. And then it flashes back to Kenari. The village kids leave with Casa, who's Andor, and he leaves his sister in the village. And that's the end of episode 1.
Casa means house in Spanish.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my input for the podcast.
Andor episode 2, That Would Be Me. Cassian attempts to lay low on Ferrix as agents of the law close in. We get another Kenari flashback. Village kids track on the way and Casa looks out over the deserted mines that go on forever. There was basically one of the YouTubers, and I believe it was New Rockstar, said that this particular scene, they think with the kids wearing all the old or stuff that doesn't fit them, that maybe all the parents died in the mine accident and the kids are still living.
Yeah.
That's what he speculated.
It could be. That's what I imagine happened.
On Ferrix, and this was one of your favorite parts, the bell toller rings the evening sounds.
Oh, yeah. That guy was pretty cool.
You enjoyed him getting out his tools and bringing that, what looked to be like Beskar.
I mean, it was cool because his whole job was like to walk up the stairs, pull out his little drumming things, and just go boom, 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 boom. That's it.
Yep.
That's all I had to do.
Bix checks screens at work. She sees a bulletin about Andor, and Tim looks at the screen when she leaves. Andor arrives home to Marva. B reads the bulletin. B says that Bix is looking for Andor.
I mean, he really does try. That little droid. What do you think of that droid?
I like him. I think he's kind of cool.
I forget like what kind of droid he's supposed to be. Because you know how like the astromechs, they help with flying and navigation, all that. And sometimes they just open the doors. I forget what the cyborg human relations.
C-3PO.
C-3PO. He's like constantly, translating as that's what he's supposed to do. But like, what is that little guy supposed to do? Is he just like a medical droid or something?
I just think he's probably just like a house droid. Like he kind of takes care of Marva and the family, and because he's always checking on Marva, he's always checking on Andor. And when Marva, we'll see about this later on, but it was basically following him around and towing certain parts and stuff. I think he does like a numerous amounts of things.
I think it's interesting to see the progression of droids because once a while ago, like a couple years ago, I looked up because I was curious about the R2 units, like because R2 is like the make, and then D2 is just like I don't even know. But there's like the R1 units, there's R2, R3s, R4s, R5s. It's really interesting to see the progression because like some of them have square heads. If you go to the Hollywood studios, then you can go into that droid building place and they had the couple things on the walls.
Well, did you realize that R2D2 got his name from lines and dialogue in, I think, American Graffiti? And so George Lucas liked that, so he wrote that down from that movie.
I did not know that, but it's a pretty cool origin story.
Yeah, I thought so too. Andor meets Bix in a bar. The buyer's coming in the morning, she says. Tim is drinking at the bar and sees them. Andor leaves. Tim calls the authorities about the bulletin. Bum, bum, bum.
How dare he?
On Morani 1, co-workers of the deputy inspector get the call and they download the image. And Karn sees the image. On Ferrix, Bix stays with Tim.
You know, just real quick, I don't know if I've said this yet, but I really don't like Karn.
I really thought that was your favorite character. You talk about him all the time.
I talk about how much I hate him all of the time.
Yeah, we'll see where his story's going. I don't really know if it's going anywhere, but it's got to be going somewhere because all the other characters are going somewhere.
His story has not interested me once.
He's just taking the real slow road to get there.
Yeah, I guess so.
Deputy Inspector meets with the Sergeant Mosk, and he wants to move on the subject Andor with 12 men. On Ferrix, on the abandoned ship, Andor picks up the piece, the NS9 Star Path unit.
The piece of resistance. That's from the Lego movie.
Kenari, there's a flashback to there. Villagers checking out a downed ship. One goes closer to check out and cover the area. All right, and then on Ferrix, the secret friend lands on Ferrix, and he walks to the transport.
Yeah, he's like talking to his ship, and he's like, yo, like, where's like the coolest place to land? And his ship's like, like 23 billion cajolian miles.
Yeah, he was like 2 miles or something from where he had to get a transport to go in to meet him. But when you're doing undercover stuff, you got to park on the outskirts, man.
Yeah, but he could have just like parked around the corner.
They always park on the outskirts. Like, Obi-Wan did it. Qui-Gon did it. The Millennium Falcon was always parked on the outskirts.
If you just like take a TIE fighter and just fly it over the place, I'm sure you'll see like tons of ships just
on the outskirts,
just parked everywhere. And then what do you do then? Then you have to like park your own car. Park your own TIE fighter, go around, write a ticket for them, place it on their windshield.
When he was on Morani 1, they wanted him to pay fees. So at least he didn't have, any fees to pay. Andor and B are looking for comms. On Kenari, a flashback. The crashed ship has 2 dead crew. The villager pokes both when she reaches the second. The first wakes up and shoots her. The villagers shoot darts at him. The villagers carry her off, and Casa stays.
Yeah. Oh, also, just for anyone who's thinking of it, good old Pisco, he's not really going to be a part of this section mostly because he doesn't have much to say about. He didn't watch Andor, so
we'll bring him back for the video game segment. We did not say that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry for anyone who is hoping to hear his lovely voice again.
Andor goes to a friend. He's reading about Kenari, mid-rim, abandoned after an Imperial mine disaster. Everyone died, considered toxic. Andor is looking for a ride. A ship in hyperspace with Sergeant Mosk, a deputy, in are showing them the image of Andor. West team, North and East teams is what they break up into. Secret friend on a transport, and he brings up an unwanted conversation with another gentleman on the transport. The older guy starts talking to our secret friend.
He was nice, though.
He was.
I enjoyed seeing what he had to say.
I don't really think we'll find out as Lutheran. I don't think he liked it too much.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Andor is seen running through the junk wasteland with some rock and roll music behind him, and that's where episode 2 ends.
Episode 2 ends?
Yeah.
I thought it just went on forever.
No. We got episode 3.
Oh.
The Reckoning. Cassian's desperation to avoid arrest leads him to a mysterious man with unknown connections. We're on Kenari again. Casa enters the wrecked spaceship and comes across 2 dead with separatist logos on their uniforms. So we find out they're separatists. Casa sees his reflection and beats the room with his stick weapon.
His stick weapon? You know what that reminds me of?
Who?
The Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he also uses a stick weapon to shoot darts. It's like a blow dart.
Yeah, it kind of is like a blow dart.
Ferrick's junk wasteland scrapyard. Andor looks for Brasco about leaving and getting more money to him and Marva. Andor tells Brasco that Marva will have the money. He says goodbye to Brasco and promises to be back. The transport lands with Mysterious Man. He goes to walk with Bix, and she tells him about the bulletin. And the whole time he's walking with this stick, like, I guess anybody can come up to him and, like, he's just going to stick them. Pre-More ships arrives in orbit on Ferrix and launches 3 clone-era ships. On Canary, and this is when we find out more about B and Marva, B is leading Marva and Clem through the downed Separatist ship, and they hear a noise. Marva wants to inspect it and comes across Casa, and B says, Republic frigate approaching.
I think just the fact that their whole civilization was like so unused to like all those new things, like the ships, and it's really interesting to think about that when thinking of Star Wars, because you're so numb to that when seeing Star Wars. It seems so heavily populated.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's always people on the outskirts too. That's like another thing with Star Wars. Like people are always just that's their only village or their only people. Or
it makes me feel worse how the Empire came to power then and like took over all those.
Treated them. On Ferrix, the Pre-More guards, 3 ships approach town. East, West, and North team on Ferrix. Brasco and the co-workers see the Pre-More guards. Andor waits on the Mysterious Man. On Canary, Marva gives Casa a sedative and takes him. Yes. On Ferrix, Marva answers the door to see Pre-More guards saying that they have a warrant for Andor. Bix shows up to work. Pre-More guards search Andor's room. The guards interrogate B. Andor contacts B. Guards get a fix on Andor's location from his comm.
I always thought about that. I was like, the comm was completely useless. The only thing it did was give him away.
Exactly. He didn't have comms before, but I guess he must have done it for B.
He cares about B, but no. He just gives himself away.
Mysterious Man shows up to Andor's location. Captions give him the name Luthen.
Luthen.
Bix's friend tells her a bunch of corporos are looking for Andor. Bix says someone ratted and she'll find out. Tim stops her and Bix finds out that Tim turned Andor in. Bum, bum, bum.
What'd you say, Bix?
No, Tim.
Not Tim. Tim
Two
Drake.
M's.
Tim Drake?
No, not the Robin.
Oh.
Just her buddy. Andor shows Luthen the NS Starpath unit. Luthen wants to know how he got it, and Andor says, "You walk in like you belong. So proud they don't even come, or they don't even care." Luthen calls him by name. Andor pulls his blaster and asks who Luthen is. He wants Andor to come with him.
He wants her to join the rebellion.
And something else that you see in this episode is the weapon that he's using is actually Marva's husband's blaster.
That's pretty cool how they have that little continuity.
And he also will find out later about the use of Clem.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I guess his dad or his stepdad or whatever he called him was.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Townspeople clanging metal as a signal to others that the shops are closed and also that the Pre-More security are there. Luthen destroys Andor's comm. The corpos arrive at the door. Bix runs through town right into the corpos. Luthen blows the doors, and there's a firefight that ensues.
He says, always have an escape plan, or whatever.
Yeah, he had put some
bombs around the door.
Bombs on the door.
And Cassian's like, when did you have time to put those there?
When he went to the door. 4 guards handcuff Bix to a wall. Tim shows up, and the guards kill him. I guess that's his just desserts for turning into Andor.
I guess so.
Corporals find out 2 of them are heading your way into town. They split up. They take positions. Deputy Inspector is found by Andor. You probably like this part because this is your guy, Karn.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you I do not like Karn.
And drops weapon and comm. Ask how many there are. He says 14, a dozen men, 2 officers. Corpo's ship in the junkyard takes off and wrecks thanks to Brasco. You don't see him do it, but you kind of are. It's implied that he does it.
Yeah. You're just like, yeah, he probably did it.
Yeah, he got it. He probably did that. He was basically tied down to a chain or something, and the ship couldn't go anywhere and crashed. A speeder goes fast through town. Corporos shoot at it. Andor and Luthen escape on speeder bike and blow up the speeder with the 3 Corporos around it in the middle of town.
And they're just like, I wonder if they're okay. Let's go get them. And then they're just like, double dupe.
Yeah, they went one way, but then they went the other way. Vix's friend comes to free her. On Kenari, Marva and Clem escape with Casa off the same abandoned ship that Andor has been staying in. And Andor and Luthen escape on his ship. And that's the end of episode 3.
That's the end of episode 3.
So we're away from Ferrix now, for the most part. We kind of will go back a little bit, but episodes 4, 5, and 6 take place on Aldhani, and that's the name of episode 4, and also Coruscant.
Coruscant.
Out of options, Cassian is recruited for a dangerous mission to infiltrate an Imperial garrison. On Lutheran's Fondor Hallcraft, they're leaving Ferrix, jumping into hyperspace to Aldhani. Andor asks, what's Aldhani? Lutheran responds, either I drop you somewhere or you help with something important. I came for you. Andor says, what's the offer? He says, 5 days, big stakes, big danger, prep team, good plan. Andor will be paid $200,000.
You'd be paid dollars.
Well, not credits.
Imperial credits.
Yes. Or it could be Republic.
Republic credits?
Yeah, they had Republic credits at this time because it wasn't the Empire yet.
Well, I mean...
Well, it was the Empire, so maybe it was
the
Empire.
start of the Empire.
Yeah. Andor says, what will be stealing? Lutheran says, quarterly payroll for an entire Imperial sector. On Coruscant, the capital of the galaxy, we see Imperial Security Bureau introduce us to Dedra Meero, Major Partasgaz, and the rest of the ISB.
You know who they're better than? Inspector Karn.
This story is a lot better than Inspector Karn's story. In a briefing, Blevin is answering about the incident on Ferrix. On Aldhani, Lutheran and Andor land, and we're introduced to Vel Sartha. Lutheran asks Andor to change his name. He's Clem for the next few days.
Yeah.
And he got Clem from
what, Dad?
His dad or his stepdad.
His adoptive dad.
Adoptive dad, yeah. Lutheran gives Andor a blue Kyber sky stone as a down payment against the $200,000. Lutheran talks to Vel about Andor, Clem to convince him to take him on her team.
And she's like, I don't want that guy.
Yeah, she's not happy about it.
She's like, a couple days before the mission?
And he said that she wasn't going to be happy about it.
Yeah, he said, either you take him or you don't go at all.
So she has to take him. Morani 1 Corporate Security Headquarters. Blevin is relieving Hine, Karn, and Mosk of duty. Morani system is under permanent Imperial authority because of the fiasco on the Corporos on Ferrix. Then messed up now, Aaron.
Wow, another reference.
On Aldhani, Vale and Andor have a walk through the night. Andor asks who Lutheran is. Vale said you should have asked him when you had the chance. Vale says we never mentioned Lutheran. It's Vale's idea for Clem to join us.
Facts. It is her idea.
And now there's 7, she says.
Only 7.
Vale tells him that they are robbing the armory at the Aldhani garrison. We're back at the Imperial Security Bureau. Dedra is reading about Ferrix. 1 local, 4 Primor guards that have died, looking for the NS9 Starpath unit. Has to be the box from Steerguard. Dedra wants everything from Ferrix from Blevin. On Coruscant, Lutheran comes into Coruscant, opens a hidden compartment to pull out a wig, jewelry, and clothes on. Kind of a weird little scene. He puts his wig on and does this like
his little smile.
Fakey smile. He puts on his rings and he's all like waving his hair. And I guess he's getting into the mode of, we'll find out he's selling stuff, runs a shop.
Yeah.
On Aldhani, we're here for centuries, and the Empire has been there for a decade to clear them out. And they basically drove them south, is what we find out.
Because they're meanie heads.
They always
sorry
do
for
that.
my language.
ISB Deidre talks to Blevin about the files from Ferrex. Deidre wants to access them. Blevin doesn't want to give them to her. And then we go back to Eldani where we meet Nimric, Skeen, Tamarin, and Cynthia, part of Vel's crew.
Yeah, but you might be wondering, hey, that's only 6 by my count.
Vel introduces Clem.
Clem.
That's 7.
It is, I think so.
Coruscant Karn arrives home to his mom, Edie. It's your favorite Karn.
My favorite Karn?
Karn. Aldani, Cinta cleans Clem's blaster burn, and Tehrman and Skeen ask about Clem to Vel.
What did you think about those characters?
I thought they were okay. We talked about this a little bit because we're not seeing any, what do you call it, aliens.
That bothered me so much, especially when we were on that first place.
Ferrex,
especially when we were on Ferrex, because that looks like such a port that would be like populated to a lot of people.
There was a few. There just wasn't as many as there usually is, but none on this planet, and none are part of this 7 at all. All right, on Coruscant, Mon Mothma with a new driver. She goes to Lutheran and Kayla's shop. She wants to get a history gift for her husband. Lutheran shows her pieces, talking about moving around money, spies everywhere. They need funding. She'd be the first one to fall. And she gives her a piece to take on loan, and then Mon leaves. So when they're talking about all that stuff, they kind of go behind the desk.
And they start talking about rebellion.
Yeah, rebellion type stuff. And then her driver's out front, and his wife, Klenia, is taking care of him, so kind of keeps him distracted.
Yeah.
On Eldani, Lieutenant Gorn shows up on a speeder bike from the garrison. Vel introduces everyone to Gorn. On Coruscant, Mon arrives home to husband Perrin, and he's setting up for a dinner. On Eldani, Vel and crew show Clem a model of the garrison. Every 3 years, there's a celestial event called the Eye of Eldani. It's a meteor shower. 3 days' time they have when they're robbing the armory at the garrison.
Yeah, so he only's got 3 days to prepare.
Get up on it. ISB on Deidre and Blevin talk to Major Partagaz about the incident on Ferrex. Deidre thinks the NS-9 Starpath unit is part of an ongoing effort to steal Imperial equipment for an organized rebellion. She's got 3 case files suggesting a pattern, and the Major doesn't agree.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know.
Go back to the drawing board on that. And then Aldani, the crew is eating around the fire. Vale warns Clem to learn all the specs for the robbery overnight, and that's where episode 4 ends.
Only episode 4?
Yes, we're on episode 5. The Axe Forgets. Now, this episode, everything is sped up to about probably, if we were on 5, it goes to 7, and if we were on 7, it goes to 9?
I have no clue.
It's when they basically, that's the next episode.
Wow, spoilers.
I know,
Dad.
so this leads up to the Axe Forgets. Cassie must carefully navigate the distrust inherited in being the new member of a secret organization. On Coruscant, Karn awakes and has breakfast with his mother. She wants to know if Karn has any prospects.
Probably not.
And we don't really care. Zane doesn't especially.
I don't like him. I don't have any interest in his character.
Eldani, Andor wakes to see his stuff missing. Skeen is washing off, and we see Andor's stuff on display. Skeen says Andor doesn't have much and left in a hurry. And then we see some of his tattoos from Skeen, and there's one that says by the hand. So that brings in the Emperor's hands, which he could have been one. And if that's the case, then Mara Jade is out there somewhere.
Could be Mara Jade. And if you've been listening to more than just this episode of the podcast, then you would know that that's what my sister is named after.
Yes, Mara. Oh, we spell it different.
Yeah, it is spelled different.
So M-A-R-A, it's M-A-U-R-A. Coruscant, Mon's plan changed with her daughter, Leda. It looks like she's really upset about it, too, because she's probably got some nefarious things going on.
Probably.
On Eldani, Nemik, Skeen, and Andor talk about Nemik's manifesto. Andor, Vale, and Tamarin discuss getting ship off the runway. Andor says, what were you going to do if I wasn't here?
Probably fail.
Andor says he's the one flying it because they didn't even know about how to weigh it, how to put the weight in it, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, what would you have done if I wasn't here? On Ferrix, Blevin oversees cleanup and meets Captain Tygo. And he says, have a hotel and you can act as the captain's headquarters for you. On Eldani, Tamarin has Clem, Skeen, Nimerick, and him marching. Then ties come through the valley and they have to cover the guns. Ties come in like real low.
They
One
do.
tie.
It almost hits them at one point.
Yeah. Gorn checks in on the men. Vel's group gets equipment and uniforms ready.
Well, he checks in on not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Well, there's not that many there, but yeah, but they don't show him at that point checking on any women and children, just the men.
But it's not just the men, Dad. It's the women and the children too.
Just the men. ISB coworker convinces her to see onto something. ISB Deidre's coworker convinces her that she's onto something. This would be how she would do it if she says she'd spread it out.
Yeah.
Talking about the rebellion. She's a pretty smart one, this Deidre.
Yeah, she's kind of on top of it.
Aldani, Vale, and the group leave camp. On Coruscant, Karn and his mom talk about Uncle Harlow and a job. Zane cares about that.
I do not.
Honey-
Don't care about it at all.
Eldani, Vale tests Clem. Clem asks about Gorn. Fell in love with a local woman, lost that woman. Lieutenant Gorn checks in on his men about a reduced schedule. Vale and the group camp. Skeen puts a knife to Clem and takes his Kyber. Clem puts his hand on his blaster. So does Tamarin. Vale says, we'll talk when we're safe. Clem tells the group he's being paid. Bum, bum, bum.
We already knew this.
We did, but the audience did.
Well, the audience did.
Well, the people that
The people in the
were
show didn't.
yeah, they didn't know. Coruscant, Mon, and Perrin in the car talk about her new charitable foundation, probably a front for the rebellion.
Definitely a front for the rebellion.
On Eldani, Vale's group arrives overlooking the garrison. Clem tells Nemec it looks just like his model.
Just like his model. He's just like, yeah, I'm pretty cool.
Yeah, he's like, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I've been here for a good while looking at this stupid thing.
Yeah, it's basically what he says.
Lieutenant Gorn looks for Vale's fire signal. Vale says Skeen.
Who?
I don't know what that says right there. Skeen tells Clem about his farmer brother and the Empire killed him.
Empire.
Yeah, the Empire. Skeen tells Clem about his farmer brother and how the Empire killed him. Skeen tells Clem to accept his apology. Vale says Tamarin is in charge, and then Vale and Cynthia leave. Back on Coruscant, Lutheran listens to a hidden radio. Klenia says nothing's coming through tonight. Lutheran is worried and asks Klenia about her to go pack on his ship. Klenia says only Vale traces back. Lutheran says no. Andor. He wasn't careful. Klenia, it will be all over. This time tomorrow, she says. Lutheran, or it will just be starting. Bum, bum, bum.
He wasn't careful at all.
So that's the end of episode 5.
Episode 5? But that means there's only one more to go.
Well, we have 12 episodes, but we're only doing 6 today.
Well, where are we going to find the rest of them if we wanted to watch it at home?
Well, you can find them on Disney+. Andor episode 6 called The Eye. With cover from a spectacular local festival, the Eldani mission reaches a point of no return. On Eldani, Nemerick and Andor talk about the rebellion. Base Commander J-Hold is talking to a man from Coruscant, Colonel Pettigol, about the Donnies and their 10-day trek to the Eye, Celestial Spectacle.
Celestial Spectacle.
Yes, try saying that 7 times fast.
You just say a different number every time?
7 times fast is what you always say.
What? No, it's 5 times fast.
Oh, well, whatever.
Who says 7? And why'd you say 3 earlier?
I don't know, 7, 3. It's all prime numbers. Lieutenant sent the best men to the perimeters, of course, because he doesn't want any of the good men at the garrison when they attack,
I guess.
because he's part of the rebellion. Tamarin uses the radio Echo 1 to Valley 1, Vale and Cinta. Valley 1 is in position. Echo 1, Nemec, Andor, Skeen, and Tamarin move from camp. Tamarin was a stormtrooper, we find out. Yeah.
He was a stormtrooper.
He was a stormtrooper, from what Skeen says, but I don't know if we can trust Skeen.
No one can trust Skeen.
Echo 1, get into place along the road to Aldani. Echo 1, march up to the garrison with the Aldanis. Robada, Leonard, and J-Hold are getting dressed for the celestial event.
Robada.
And they are basically the Imperials. That's J-Hold, who's the commandant, and his family. Lieutenant greets the Aldanis, and they move to the worship place. Lieutenant leaves 3 squads and has Echo 1 squad, which people don't know that they're Echo 1, return to the garrison with him. Valley 1 swim in under the garrison. Commandant J-Hold meet with the Aldanis to present a goat hide. Valley 1 says it's a go to Echo 1. They jump to the bottom entrance. Echo 1 enter the secure gate with J-Hold, Robada. Lieutenant doesn't enter, but they do enter with Colonel Pettigar as well.
They're going to get him.
They're going to get him.
You know, it's inevitable. They're going to get him.
Colonel Pettigar pulls his weapon on Nemric, and then Cinta shows up and shoots him on the way in with Vale. Imperial comms go down thanks to Vale and Cinta. Andor and Tamarin take Commandant J-Hold to the command center, and they take over 4 guards. Vale, Cinta, Skeen, and Nemric pull Robada and Lenart. They're taken to the command center. Cinta is left in charge of the command center. The other take J-Hold to the vault. The group take over the guards at the vault. Skeen instructs the guards that they are going to load them out with payroll records from the vault. The comm tower picks up the group's comms and goes with the squad to the vault. Then the eye starts. Lieutenant Gord shows up. Alkani are Air Command TIE fighters. The comm office and squad show up. Lieutenant Gorn says it's a classified mission. J-Hold passes out, and a firefight ensues.
A firefight.
3 TIEs are launched, transport launches, but they hurt Nemec. Vale gives Nemec a med spike. Then the TIEs pursue the transport. Nemec gives Andor the flight plan. Climb. Then dive. The TIEs crack up. One of them does. Another one is hit by debris and slams into the third. These poor TIE fighters can never get their targets.
I feel like
Poor TIE fighter guys.
If you were going to choose a job in the Empire, choosing a pilot would be the worst because you're constantly getting shot down.
It's sad. Transport leaves the planet, and, you know, the last words that K2SO said to Cassian in Rogue One was climb, climb, climb. And those are the last words of Nemric.
Yeah.
Skeen and Vale want to take Nemric to the doctor. A four-armed doctor operates on Nemric with Vale assisting. Skeen tempts Andor. Andor shoots Skeen. Nemric dies. Andor confronts Vale and Doctor. Andor tells Vale about Skeen. Andor gives Vale the Skykyber. She gives Andor Nemric's manifesto. On Coruscant, the ISB is on alert. Mon is presenting to the Senate. Lutheran and Kenya's shop. A customer asks about Aldani. There's been a big rebel attack. And Lutheran goes in the back and says he might have something from Aldani and just starts laughing. That's the end of episode 6.
That's the end of episode 6. So I think it's time that we might get into the game and invite one of our old friends from the beginning of the podcast back in.
Let's do it.
We're gaming together on the Hero Chat Show.
Hello.
There he is.
I'm back, guys. I didn't watch that show, so I wasn't going to talk about it.
Before we get into it, I think, good old Johnny Boy, I think you had one more nickname to call him. Good old Peach Nasty over here. What are you going to call him?
I think we decided on a name for him.
Did you?
Yeah, I think we'll christen him the name.
All right, go ahead.
We'll call him P-Man.
P-Man?
P-Man.
P-Man.
I mean, Zane is ZaneMan. So I vote for Peen Lantern.
I like Peen Lantern.
Or we talked about Man Pat.
Oh yeah, Man Pat.
Man
Pat's
Pat.
pretty good too.
Like Man Bat from Batman.
Yeah. So you could be the opposite of Zane.
That's true. We are kind of opposites. We
So Man Pat.
completely different. I'm funny and good looking and handsome
And Zane's a ginger, so
So you like P Lantern or you like
Peen
Man.
Lantern.
Peen Lantern?
Yeah.
Keen Lantern.
You don't like Man Pat.
I think I like Black P.
No comment on that one. I don't think we should use that one. For the sake of monetization, I don't think we should use that one.
All right.
So we went back into the vault because we're waiting on a video game. Well, they've played it now, but we're going to talk about that on our next episode. So we're going back in the archives to Batman Arkham City.
Yep, you did it right. I was worried. I didn't hear you ever ask me about it. It's like you did last time, so I got worried that you were
I
going to
was
say the wrong one.
entirely expecting him to say the wrong one.
Sometimes I'm on it, man.
I mean, I guess.
Rarely.
So, we talked about Arkham Asylum last time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good job.
Nice.
And so this time we're talking about Arkham City. And I mean, any game that you can play as the Batman, I think is a great game.
That's very true. Except
But
for
how is
Arkham
this
Knight.
game better than the last game?
So this game, I think it was the comments that was a little more polished. It was a lot nicer to go around the city in this one.
It was a lot more open.
Yeah.
And Arkham Asylum obviously is the asylum.
It was
Right.
limited to the Arkham, not just a building, but you could go around Arkham Asylum and not go out of it.
Right. And that was not very open.
And in
So,
fact, in Arkham Asylum, the Gotham City was a part of the skybox. You couldn't actually go to it, but you could see Wayne Tower from.
Yeah, there was some, you had to get the controller just right to look over to get some kind
the
of
Riddler
achievement.
trophy.
Yeah,
It was
when you're looking over the city.
it was a thing for Wayne Tower, and it would be it said something about the fact that it was Wayne Tower.
It was like Wayne watches over the city or something.
Something silly like that.
Something cheesy, but this game you can go all over the city, which it was good. However, when you're just on Arkham Asylum, you're going to a few buildings. I think they should have still limited it to just a few buildings. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I just felt it was too much too fast.
I think that the way they started it was good, but as you got into the open world and you got to the rest of the opportunity to go around the city and fight crime, and then you had to go from place to place to place to place, I think they could have done that better. But as far as how much space you had to work with, I think that was good. I think they did that well because it gave so much opportunity to explore and so much opportunity for a well-polished and well-developed game.
I very much agree. But before we get into anything more about the game itself, I would like to talk about the story of the game.
Well, one thing before you do the story part, I just want to add this little tidbit.
Go ahead.
With the world being, more expanse, it was basically had to go back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
To get to certain places, and there was no easy way to get from one side to the other. So if you were on one side, you had to get way back over to the other side to do something, then way back on the other side to do the other thing. And so if they would have kept your task kind of
Localized.
in that general area, and you did those and then you moved on, it would have been better because back and forth, or just make it an easy way to get back. So now you talk about the story.
Well, I'm not going to get that much into the story, just a little bit about it. So it starts off with Batman sitting in a chair, and this guy comes up on the screen. I don't remember his name. And then you have to rock out of the chair, and you have to take out one guy or whatever.
You rock, and then rock, back and forth, and then you fall on your side, and you're like, ugh!
Oh, and in that part of the game, if you mess up one of the rocking points, you have to basically start over.
Yeah, you lose all your momentum. And then you fall out of the chair, and you come out, and you're like, oh, I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
But you're not, because it's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's just Bruce Wayne.
I don't know who the Batman is.
It's just Bruce Man.
It's just Bruce, man, Bat, woman, man,
Yeah.
Wayne. Yeah.
Catgirl.
Catgirl, that's what it is. So you walk out, you're in prison, everyone's just like, man, we hate you. So, die.
Yeah, you're some rich scoundrel, and they're all up on the fences, and they're like, oh, when you get in here, we're going to eat you alive. We're going to eat your little booty.
And then one guy behind him is just like, yeah, stay away from me. I don't like you. And then these guys try to fight him, and Bruce Wayne's just like, get behind me. He's like, no, I'm running for my life. And then he immediately gets killed.
Yeah, and then Bruce is like, oh, well, that's on you. I mean, it's not my fault. I mean,
Sounds like kind of a you problem.
yeah, and then Bruce proceeds to, do what Bruce does best. Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. He like walks past and I think you see the Penguin and he has like a bottle on his eye. It's like covering his eye, right?
It's like a makeshift monocle, but it's not a bottle.
I'm pretty sure it's the bottom of a bottle.
It's the bottom of a bottle, but it's not like an entire bottle. He doesn't have like some Pepsi bottle on his eyeball.
Whatever. Do you beat him up? I mean, he actually runs away, but you can beat him up before he runs away.
Yeah, you have to be quick. And then that's when you're learning the combat, so you don't have everything unlocked. But the combat in Arkham City is really the best aspect of the game.
Yeah.
It's simple to an extent. There are certain parts that are like hard to understand, but those parts are short-lived. They're like certain enemies that, you have to learn how to fight.
Yeah.
But other than those enemies, it's really just like you beat one guy up and then boom, there's another guy. And then boom, there's a counter. You flip over that guy. It's a lot of cool movement, but it's not super complicated.
Yeah. And then a couple of things happen and before you know it, you realize that someone just like shot through a window and you're like, oh, it came from that building. And then it's like, oh, it's Joker. And then Joker does what he does and he tricks you because somehow he tricks out the world's greatest detective.
I mean, obviously, Joker is so smart.
And like Joker infects him with this toxin that's like Joker's affected blood. And so the whole game is about you trying to find this serum that helps you and you have to like go through Mr. Freeze and
Ra's al Ghul.
I'm just going to skip to the end of the game because not much happened other than that.
I mean, not a whole lot of serious development. I mean, at the very start of the game, like after you meet the Penguin, you quickly get scooted along. You meet Harvey Dent, have a little thing with him.
And
that's when the shots happen.
Catwoman was there too.
It's in the courtroom. And you can also play as Catwoman in this game at certain points.
Yeah, her getting around the city is horrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. Later on, you come into this big building. It's like a church or like a library or something. And then Harley Quinn's in there. You throw up against a wall and that's it. That's the whole thing that she's in the game for. She's just there to get smacked one time and it's over. And then you get to the end where you're like fighting Joker and he's dying. And then he, Batman saves himself with the serum to fix Joker's thing. And then he goes to save Joker and Joker was like, smacks it out of his hands and was like, basically like
he runs up and he tries to lap it off the floor like a dog.
And then Batman was like, after all this, I was still gonna save you. Like that's funny. It's the biggest joke of it all. And then Joker was like, yeah, it's pretty funny.
When I think about it, that is kind of funny.
I mean, yeah, it's a little comedic. And then he coughs and coughs, and then he's dead. The place you were at the beginning of the game, and that kind of consists through the rest of the game, was Dr. Hugo Strange. Dr. Hugo Strange is a
sounds familiar
psychiatrist in the Gotham series, and he's bald, and he has glasses.
He does have glasses
and a beard.
I don't remember a beard.
He wasn't bald faced. He had no hair on the top of his head, and he had a beard and glasses.
The interesting thing about this game that kind of relates to us just talking about Star Wars is that this Joker was actually voiced by Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I don't remember who plays Harley Quinn.
It was very short anyways. I mean, the only Harley Quinn stuff that was in there other than that was her being on the TV, and it's just her talking. There was no, her being in the game.
Oh, wait, that was Tara Strong too. So those are in my opinion, I think those are very good voice actors for both of those characters. Because I really like Mark Hamill's Joker. I think he does a very good job with it, especially his laugh.
Yeah.
Strong. She is great at voice acting in general. She does tons of voices.
Yeah, Tara does really good. All right, so let's get into the game part of the game. Not the story, but how the game is played.
Yeah.
Aspects of the game, pros, cons, otherwise.
Well, the whole part about getting around the city, it's an interesting concept. I just don't think it was done the best way.
So they didn't really have any real way to travel quickly.
Yeah.
Like, most games have fast travel points, and I don't think this game had any. And if they did, it wasn't very accessible. And then, without fast travel, there was a lot of places you couldn't get in. And, it was just annoying. And there were dead ends, and there weren't a lot of easy ways to get out of stuff. Like, there was a certain part that, when my dumb little self as a kid was playing on my PS3, I was going through the city, and I was near the prison, Blackgate prison, I think it was, with Hugo Strange running the whole thing. And I was needing to do something inside the prison, but there was a specific way to enter it, and I couldn't enter it because my game file was corrupted, and I had to reset all my progress.
Yeah. Overall, I think I would probably prefer Arkham Asylum, whether that be nostalgia or something of the sort. I think that chime of, like, the medical chime every time that someone would come in over the overspeakers in Arkham Asylum was very memorable, and it's a nice chime too. In this game, I don't really remember anything that stands out at any point.
The thing that I remember the most about this game were two very distinct sounds. The sound of finishing someone, like
Facts.
the punch.
I remember that too.
Like, pow! And like echoed. Yeah.
That's getting the bats too.
As I say, and then the bats. And that came off of every, like, quote unquote unconscious person. I say it in quotes because the absolute devious combat in that game was maniacal.
No way, like, he's saving all of these people.
There was no way that those people were just unconscious. He was exploding them with explosive gel. He was throwing, like, razor sharp batarangs at them. He was blowing them up. He was throwing them off roofs, hanging them by their ankles. There was no way that all of them survived that.
I feel like, even that, having that, I'm pretty sure I remember that more from Arkham Asylum too. Just the sound of the finisher. I feel like I remember that one over this one.
No, I remember. I mean, I think I played Arkham City more than I played Arkham Asylum, to be fair.
So the Arkham games weren't really my childhood. I just remember that at one point I saw that my dad had the game cases, and it said they were rated M for mature, and I was like, hey, Dad, could I play this? Or it was rated T for teen. I think I was like 12 at the time.
No, it was M for mature.
Whatever. I feel like even my dad didn't have it, but I feel like even Arkham Knight, I remember just seeing Joker pop up places and just talking to you because he was like in your mind.
Yeah.
But like this one, I feel like I remember that the city was like really annoying, especially as Catwoman. The story was less memorable than the other two. I
have a couple things to say about, Arkham City.
Go ahead, boss.
One of the things I wanted to say was the graphics. A lot of people can hate on it, but for the time and the era that this game was in, there are a lot of graphics that still don't top that. Like, sure, you look at the people and it's like, they do not look good. But if you look at the surroundings, it felt very ambient. The ambiance was well made. The sounds were well made. The lighting was good. It was always dark. It was always mucky. It was gross, like the city was meant to be.
I agree.
One specific thing that isn't necessarily gameplay, but whenever you got knocked out, which, depending on how good you were, could be more frequent than other times, you would have a little cutscene with whoever knocked you out.
I do remember that. That was good.
And if it was their goons that knocked you out, they would still come talk to you. So if Penguin's goons beat you, then Penguin would come talk to you. If Joker's goons would beat you, Joker would come say something to you. If Harley would beat you, or Harley's goons would beat you, she would come talk to you. And it was like, Mr. Freeze was the same. And it was really interesting because they all had different quips.
I think it was funny because sometimes they would be like, man, I really expected more of you from this.
I remember Harvey Dent would flip a coin and catch it and be like, you kind of suck.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to kill you one day, but dang, you're kind of an L, dude.
I feel like we could have gone on for a long time, but you're just kind of an L, bro.
There wasn't a lot of Batcave stuff or anything like that in this. And a lot of the abilities weren't all too special or specific to remember. You would like unlock a new ability and then you wouldn't even use it because you were so focused on the main combat. And there were no like health bars for anyone but the big bosses, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was an interesting game, though. It was very fun. But I do agree with ZaneMan on the aspect of the city. The city was very hard to work around. It was very annoying. It was painful to constantly go from place to place to place. That was really frustrating. And then find all the Riddler trophies was rough because they were small little trophies, and you know you could see them with your AR detective mode, but then it wouldn't show you how to get to them. They would just have like this weird cryptic hint, just like in the first game, but less interesting and more unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah, the Riddler trophies were a pain.
They always
find
were.
all those
In the first one too. I don't recall them being in the third one. I think those were like the Riddler keys and like the Riddler races in that one.
Well, the third game, Arkham Knight, has always
we'll get
been
to it.
bad.
We'll get to it. Well, we have to wrap this up soon, so I want to ask a couple, like two more questions. One, old Peen Lantern, what would you rate this above or below on all three of those games?
Okay, so Arkham City, if I had to rate it out of all three, I have to go with number 1, and then Asylum is number 2. And then, obviously, Knights would be number 3. But if I had to rate it out of 10, comparatively to other games, I would have to say story, like 7. It wasn't very, special. It was just, Batman being Batman, fighting his villains. The only reason I gave it an extra 2 for 7 instead of it being average was the whole aspect of him starting off as Bruce Wayne in the prison and the, disease, the idea that he would slowly get weaker and had to fight Joker. The gameplay itself was like a solid 9. Sometimes you'd get caught on things, the hitboxes were weird, but all in all, the combat really made up for it, so that's why I give it a 9. Combat was really good. Collectibles, wasn't much to them. They weren't that special. I give it like a 4 out of 10. It wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And then, I guess for map, the idea and the general, city were good, and they looked good. Moving around was bad, so I'd have to give it a 6.
I think those ratings were very clear because you gave every aspect a rating. One of my last questions is to you, Johnny Boy. What, you being an older player of this game, probably playing it near when it came out, what do you think about it?
I think I prefer the first one more, just because
I think same.
I wish there was, more elements of the Batcave. I just liked that it was just a short area. I think I would have liked City a lot better if I didn't have to run all over the place to get stuff, because I felt like I was running all over the place at times, and that's all I was doing, or swinging all over the place, or crawling, or whatever, or climbing. And that part I didn't really like. I liked exploring, but it was like going back and forth and this and that and try to find everything. That part I didn't really like. So with the first one being more contained, I liked that. That piece of it I liked. But it was a good game. It was a good follow-up game. Maybe if they kept it to one particular area, and then expanded upon that, I think it might have been better. Like nowadays they would just release a portion of it and then release more of it. And that might have been something that they could have done. They couldn't do it back then, but if they did it like that, it would be more appeasing, I think.
Yeah.
So my rating on City would probably go higher.
Okay. I think those are very accurate descriptions of the game. I agree with you, Johnny, about how Arkham Asylum is rated top. I think it'd be 1, 2, 3 is my rating of the games. 1 Asylum, and then City, and then Night. I think those are a good order of them.
Sounds about right.
I think that's all we have to say with how we need to wrap up.
I will say that the new game that came out that we'll discuss at another time, they did the open world city well.
Yeah, and we'll get into that on the next podcast.
We appreciate Patrick being here with us. Peen Lantern.
Yeah.
I
guess that's what we're christening him now. So we appreciate you being here with us. We hope to have you back again. We might even have you back at least for the gaming segment.
All right.
So we'd like you to join us next time on Hero Chat Show, where ZaneMan and Jonni Boy will discuss Black Adam as the movies, She-Hulk Attorney at Law 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We will finish that up for watching TV. And we're gaming together. A video game that we're playing will be Gotham Knights. Check out Hero Chat Show on Instagram, hero.chat.show, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Don't forget to check out other episodes of Hero Chat Show and tell a friend who likes DC, Marvel, or Star Wars. And you can also check out my other podcasts about music, Under the Influence with DJ Johnny Bravo. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
See ya.
Shazam!
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 Attention listener. If you can hear this, then you've tuned in to our top secret radio frequency. But not to be alarmed. Kick back, relax, and enjoy. We're talking about Marvel and DC, but they don't have it all. At Star Wars, that's easy, but you know who to call. I'm talking about ZaneMan and Johnny Boy.